Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking. That's right, back from the year-long hiatus. It was actually like 2 months, but that's okay. Today we're talking about the 5 fighters I'm most excited to see in this upcoming UFC year 2022.
Honest, Ante Tuivasa, Aaron Rodgers, Conor McGregor versus Tony Ferguson.
So the first fighter I want to talk about has to be Sugar Sean O'Malley. It's Sean O'Malley. I shouldn't have to dive too deep into this, but I do want to mention this, that we just saw with Amanda Nunes. There's going to come a time where Piotr Jan does not look as solid and as great as he does. There's some people who are thinking that Aljamain Sterling might be able to upset him, and obviously those people are wrong and stupid, but the point is at some point Jan is going to bump into somebody that gives him a little more trouble than necessary, and it seems like the rise of Sean O'Malley, because it's been going so much slower, could put him in a position where the end of this year or the start of next year, he's in title contention. Next fighter I want to talk about has to be Tai Tuivasa. I mean, what more can be said about this guy? He had 3 fights in a row where he was down and out, looked like he was out of the UFC, and then all of a sudden, knockout victory, knockout victory, knockout victory, knockout victory, and he's drinking beers out of random people's shoes, and he's ranked in the the heavyweight division. And the thing is with the UFC heavyweights, other than Derek Lewis, excluding John Jones, none of them really are exciting. They're not like interesting. Like, I know Nagana's got a lot of knockout power, and Cyril Gane's like this crazy super athletic big guy, but they're not like drinking beers out of random guys' shoes exciting. And that's what the heavyweight division is missing. That's what the heavyweight, and there's other divisions like that too. Tai Tuivasa brings this like form of excitement where you see that name on there, you're like, we're gonna get a crazy great technical knockout, and he might drink beer out of a random person's shoe. And of course, by might, I mean he will. The next person I want to talk about has to be Andrea Lee. I look at the women's 125 division, and there's not a lot that could come at Shevchenko. Now, I know Andrea Lee had a rough 2020, but we're not talking about 2020. That's in the past. We all had rough 2020s, all right? If you look at Andrea Lee's 2021, she not only won both of her fights, but she convincingly won both of her fights. And you could tell that she's taken a step up in her career, and we're literally wandering around looking. Can Shevchenko go for the champ again? Can Miesha Tate come down to 125? Like, who is challenging Shevchenko? I don't even really know if either of those fighters could challenge Shevchenko. I think Andrea Lee can get to a spot to where maybe she's not a favorite against Shevchenko, but she can, especially by the end of this year, she could be someone who could challenge her. The next person you got to talk about is Ricky Turcos. Ricky Turcos is the most recent winner of the Ultimate Fighter. Tresean Gore should have won for the middleweights. They say they're going to do that fight with Brian Battle. I don't know what's going on with that. Dana White's pushing Andre Prochazka. I got a lot that I got to say about that. But anyway, Ricky is for real. Ricky's legit. And we've seen this before in The Ultimate Fighter. In most cases, both fighters are great, but in all cases, there's at least one guy who's really, really good. And for me, when I was watching The Ultimate Fighter, I'm like, Ricky's the guy. And maybe not this year, but I think this is the year where we start to see him ascend. I think Ricky's biggest issue is the division he fights in, unfortunately. That is just such a stacked division at bantamweight right now. I mean, he's literally the second bantamweight already on this list. So there's a lot going on at bantamweight right now, but I think Ricky could definitely easily get into the thick of things. He's great everywhere. I mean, in his fight with Brady Heidstand, he literally got taken down, I think, 5 or 6 times, but he still won because he was so active on his back. He's great on his back. He's great at taking people down. He's great grappling. He's great striking. He's great everywhere. And he's also another guy. All of these fighters are interesting. All of these fighters are exciting. And that's what I like to see in a fighter for 2022. Last person I got to talk about has to be Paddy the Baddy. This is another person whose name, precedes this video. He's great. He's probably gonna be in the thumbnail, or because it's more people gonna watch the video because of it. Like, it's just, he's got great knockout power. He's super exciting, and he has a huge fan base. And that lightweight division, especially if Dariush beats Islam Makhachev, might be a little bit wide open. I mean, Charles Oliveira is on the top for sure, but if he beats Justin Gaethje, who's next? If Dariush loses, or if Dariush beats Makhachev, Gaethje loses to Oliveira, obviously Dariush gets the shot, right? Do we really see Dariush beating Oliveira? So let me know what you guys think. What fighters are you excited for 2022? Let me know in those comments down below. Click that like and subscribe button to show your support for the channel. But most importantly of all, have a good day.